Here we have another masterfully flaked Paleo story stone face and mammoth effigy made out of Andara volcanic glass. And in the more section of this video, I do have a link to a great article that was published by Geology Science last year that talks all about Andara volcanic glass, its formation, its properties, its location, and some of the uses that it was used for. And I'd highly recommend that article for those that are interested in learning more about Andara volcanic glass. This piece, again, was masterfully flaked. Remember, for those of you who are familiar with paleo flaking, we'll see in a minute that this was just fashioned completely out of percussion flaking. Large percussion flakes were removed from this piece to fashion it into the profile and the design that it was intended to be. What we have is a mature mammoth, a very mature mammoth facing left. Now they use the refractory qualities of the stone to actually use for eyes in this particular piece. Again, very creative. We have the eye of the mammoth, this black slit there, and the big trunk coming off to the left. And the eye of the face is here. This black slit here is the eye of the face looking up from the back of the mammoth with the nose here and the mouth down here. So they use the refractory qualities of this glass in a dynamic way here to help enhance the imagery. Of course, they flake the entire perimeter to make the profile. Now, when we examine the piece closer, it's made out of a beautiful colored stone. The stone, there is no black in this stone. That's just from the other side of the stone reflecting light. It's more of a, I guess, a light peach colored stone. Again, they use the flaking on it on the reverse side, which indicates this black feature. There is no black in this stone at all. Now, what we have here is we have the eye of the mammoth right up here, and the eyelashes here, and that's the baby mammoth with its little appendage trunk down to the lower right and large hair tuft above the head. But again, when we look at it in certain ways here, we can see that black outline. If I put it over here, I think I can show you the actual stone is more of this beautiful peach color. And you see the flaking. Paleo flaking, for those who are familiar with it, large percussion flakes reduced this stone and made the entire image, which is fantastic workmanship. When we look at it this way, now we have another mammoth facing off to the right with its big trunk going off to the right. And then we have its hair above the head and its tail back here. Just a very beautiful stone. And then, of course, when we look at it this way, we have that baby mammoth now with this little trunk right over here off to the left. And we have some faces as well. We have, this is a pretty good size piece here. I think it's 1.5 kilograms, and it is totally etched. They did a lot of etching on this volcanic glass for the hair of the faces and the hair of the mammoth. And of course, they etched lots of stone. Obsidian's etched. And there is a big difference between this stone and obsidian. For one thing, obsidian doesn't have bubbles in it. This stone has bubbles in it, like a tektite would, like Libyan desert glass does, and like moldavite does. And it's much denser than obsidian. It has no water in it. It has absolutely no hydrogen or oxygen in it. So it's completely different than obsidian. This is a volcanic glass. It's much denser and much heavier, and it does not devitrify like obsidian does. So completely different stones. And I discovered this particular type of stone in its use for the making of paleo artifacts. Nobody had observed this before my discovery here. And you see it's etched beautifully here. And then all the edges are ground. They're anciently ground. In fact, on almost all volcanic glass effigy stones, the edges are ground in almost all cases. Just like the grinding found on a Clovis point. Very similar to the grinding. It's the same type of grinding that's found on a Clovis point, on the base of a Clovis point. Our paleo ancestors did a lot of grinding. They even did surface grinding, facial grinding in many instances, but the edges are all ground all the way around. Now we have that mature mammoth facing off to the right now. Just outstanding. And this is the nose of the face with the eye here, looking off from the back of the mammoth. When we hold it this way, this is an eye that's been pecked out. We have an old face looking off with the big nose here and the open mouth down here, looking off to the right. And we have the young face with the nose here, the eye right here, the nose here, looking off to the left. So I just wanted to share another outstanding paleo story stone, face and mammoth effigy, this one from Indonesia, made out of beautiful volcanic glass.